Flipside. Our sincere apologies for starting behind schedule. We have to start with that one first. My name is Daisy Leo Asikidi, and today I'll be your host on the show Flipside. Well, we'll be talking about something, a little bit of something new and something old. We've talked about exercise, fitness, diets on the show in different forms and variations. But today we'll be adding something new, that is physiotherapy. Now, how many of you work out? Maybe because you want to lose weight, or you're working out to stay healthy, or to maintain weight, or to be flexible, or for strength. For whatever reason, people work out for different reasons, or let me use the word exercise for different reasons. Some do not exercise. So today we'll talk about why you need to exercise, which we have talked about before. And then there's some people who exercise, and from exercising, they get some sort of injury, one injury or another. What do you do when you have an injury from an exercise? Do you just rest? And that's one common thing people tell you to do. Just rest a little bit. Lie down, relax the leg, rest your head, put the hand here, elevate, do this, do that. Do you just rest? How do you even rest? At what point do you know you've rested enough? Now, if after you've rested and you still don't feel better, what next? Do you go see a doctor? Do you go for a massage? You call a masseuse to come give you a full body massage, or just massage that part that's giving you a problem? Or you take it further and do something called physiotherapy. What is physiotherapy? What does physiotherapy treat? When do you know that it's time for physiotherapy, a massage, a rest? Are they even the same thing? All of these and many more we'll be talking about on Flipside today, and that's why our topic is exercise, rest, and physiotherapy. Exercise, rest, and physiotherapy, and how they're all linked together. And when we even talk about physical therapy, most times we see movies and we see people getting some sort of physical therapy, those who even know what it is, and it seems so far, so foreign. Like, do they even do it here? Is it only for athletes? And all of that. But I have a physiotherapist who is also a gym instructor, a fitness coach, a dietitian, all in one, that will be talking about this with us on the show today. But you know the drill. Before I unveil my guest, I'll go on a short break, let everyone get prepared, get your pen, get your bios, get everything, your papers that you would use to jot down information that we will be dishing out on Flipside today. But before you meet my guest, I'll go on a short break. I have a documentary. Usually we'll do the It's About You at the end of the show, but we want to start the discussion and just run it through without interruptions, unless it's very important. So let's have our documentary on banana, why you need bananas, the vitamins in it, how it's going to help you as a person. When we're done with that, we'll start discussing about rest, exercise, rest, and physiotherapy. So we'll be right back. Don't go away. The show just started. rich, and delicious. Bananas are one of the most popular fruits that are easily available all year round. However, there are some Weight Watchers who will raise their eyebrows if they are asked to include it in their diet, because banana is rich in calories. They will soon know why this awesome fruit deserves to be loved and eaten. Bananas are exceptionally healthy as they provide numerous health benefits. It is a versatile fruit that contains many nutrients, including vitamins A, B, C, and E, along with minerals like potassium, zinc, iron, and manganese. Just as eating a banana helps in keeping your body in good health, in great shape, application of this fruit on your hair and skin will help you keep them in great condition. Now, let's take a quick look at the benefits of banana. Banana gives instant surge of energy. It does this by converting the natural sugars in it into instant energy, and this is one of the reasons sportsmen consume it during intervals. Bananas can be eaten whole, as part of a salad, as a healthy beverage, or as an ingredient of a vegetable. It is a fruit made by God for one and all and for every age group to provide required energy throughout the day. Bananas does great miracles in our stomach. Banana enhances digestive ability because it is very rich in fructooligosaccharides, which acts as a friendly bacteria. It stimulates the production of enzymes that enables absorption of nutrients, thus enhancing the digestive ability. Also, certain substances in bananas stimulate the cells which make up the stomach lining. This enables production of a thicker protective mucous barrier against stomach acids, thereby combating stomach ulcers. At the same time, it relieves from constipation because the peptine found in bananas help to alleviate constipation and improves bowel functions as well as cure bile. Bananas are also a good source of potassium, calcium, and magnesium, which aid in maintaining normal blood pressure and are heart protective. The high potassium content promotes bone health, keeps the mental faculties vigilant, enhances brain power, and boosts learning abilities. Due to the high amount of potassium, it also reduces the occurrence of stroke. Bananas can also reduce the risk of various types of cancer, especially bowel cancer, because of the antioxidants and dietary fiber in it. Banana helps in regulating anemia as they contain high levels of iron, which helps regulate the hemoglobin levels in the body. The antacid substance in banana gives immense relief from heartburn as well. Beyond the health benefits, you can rub the inside of a banana peel on your leather shoes or handbags and polish with a dry cloth afterwards for a quick shine. Rub banana peel on your teeth for about 2 minutes every time you brush, and you'll be well on your way to having that pearly white teeth. It also gets rid of acne. Rub your acne with the white side of a banana peel, leave it on your face for some minutes, and then rinse. Well, are you craving the sweet stuff but don't have the time, the calories, or budgets to spare? Simply blend a well-frozen solid banana in a food processor or blender. You'll be surprised how much it tastes like soft served ice cream. You may need to add a little more cream or flour, honey, or chocolate to obtain the consistency of thick cream of yogurt. I know you will never look at a banana the same way again after discovering the many health benefits and reasons to add them to your diet. Bananas combat depression, make you smarter, cure hangovers, relieve morning sickness, protect against kidney cancer, diabetes, osteoporosis, and blindness. They can cure the itch of a mosquito bite, fertilize your plants when they decay on the ground, and many more. So please, include a banana in your diet today for these and more. Your body is your responsibility. Please take good care of it. All right, of course, the program is Flipside. I'm Daisy Leo Asikidi, your host, and I did promise I have a physiotherapist, a fitness coach, and someone who also can help you with your diets in the studio. You've met him before, and I'm talking about Blackman.
Yeah.
Yes, we just call him Coach Blackman over here. That's what everybody calls him, Coach Blackman. It's good to have you on the show. The last time you were on the show, you were single. Now you are double. He got married last year. And it's good to have you here as a married man. I was one of those who were expecting that when I see you this year, your stomach will, all this your fitness will just go out the window because I know your wife, who happens to be my namesake, bakes. Say this girl will finish him with cookies.
Yeah.
By the time he comes here, it will be all blotted. I'll see the chin, but nothing changed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you will let us in on your secret. Well, today we're talking about exercise, then rest and physiotherapy. So first things first, I have just basically two questions about exercise. So two questions basically. Yeah. So the first question is, what's the benefits? What's the benefit of exercise? And the second one is, how do you incorporate exercise into a very busy work schedule?
Okay. The first benefits of exercising is this, that it's increases your cardiovascular endurance.
Yeah.
It's a very important way to lose body fat, because the basic principle is that a healthy body is not fat or having this extra fat.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the right amount of it.
Oh.
A healthy body has to have that, just the right amount of fat. So exercising is one way. That's not the basic foundation, though. Most persons think that if they want to lose some weight, that the number one thing to do is their exercising. Is not actually, okay. But it's one of the ways. Actually, exercising can get to complicate weight loss.
Wow.
Like, yeah, so you see some persons, they'll have these complaints of working out very hard, but they're increasing in weight. Oh. And it's not muscle, and they don't know why. They're controlling their feeding, cutting down calories.
I mean, how does that work?
Yeah. So basically what happens is that the person gets to a point, the endocrine system has an issue. So for instance, if the person's adrenal glands are stressed, exercising is going to just increase the release of cortisol and adrenal hormones in the system, thereby just messing up the whole body system. And when the body is in a state of disease, like is unease, what gets to happen is that the body starts increasing in fat.
Oh.
Yeah, fat gets stored. The presence of certain kind of hormones in the body just cuts down the fat burning process.
Wow.
So in that way, there are many persons I've seen. It was a question I had for years. Many persons that I knew, when you say someone is a gym rat, like the person is always going down to the gym, and yet the person stayed fat. Just maybe the first few weeks of exercising, the person gets to plateau and doesn't go below that particular weight. So the approach has changed for me a long time now. That is not really about how intensely you exercise, as much as the nutritional basis behind the exercises you're doing. Yeah.
Okay. So how do you incorporate this into a busy schedule?
For instance, right now I'm extremely busy, very busy. What I get to do is I use high-intensity interval training. So the exercising is very intense, but for short periods of time, like 30 minutes. So that would mean that
you call 30 minutes short?
Yeah, it is. Very, very short. You could do that for 30, you could do that for 15. Okay. But what you get to do is basically reduce the rest times between sets.
Okay.
Yeah, you build up gradually so that at some point in time, it just becomes one very continuous flow for all 15, 30 minutes, then you're good to go. Sometimes I could, maybe if I'm working in the home office, what I get to do, there's this burglary proof. One of my favorite exercises is pull-ups. Oh. So I just set a target that anytime I go under the burglary proof, I'll do like 4. Oh. Then when I go back, do like 4. So to the extent that I get to move in and out of the house, that determines the amount of pull-ups I get to do that day.
Okay.
So for some persons who maybe they are not in control of their busy schedule, maybe they work in an organization, They could even get to incorporate exercising into the organization, maybe talk about it with the owners, or what they could get to do is wake up very early, 30 minutes of exercise, maybe do something like has to do with skipping, jumping, or just jumping in a sport. Then in the evening, do some kind of weighted exercise or body weight exercise, push-ups, sit-ups, squats in little reps. It gets to add up over a period of time.
Ah,
yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell my boss who wants to start skipping here. Okay, let's move down to rest. We've done a lot about exercise, so if you are in doubt or what he's explained, or you have questions, you just go to our YouTube page and check a lot of our videos there. You see different interviews on exercise and fitness and diets and what have you. Even to keto diet itself, we've done interviews on those.
That's amazing.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about rest. What is rest for you? On what should we call rest? Because is it just lying down on the bed or on the chair, watching television or going to the cinemas? Or exercising self, is that rest? So what is rest?
Okay, rest is, for me, rest starts with your mind. For me, yeah. Rest starts with your mind. Rest starts with how rested your thought flow is. How much in control you are when it comes to your thinking lines and your emotions, how you feel. So there are some persons, someone once said something to me, he said, a person could be quiet, not necessarily silent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a person could be, a person could be silent, but not necessarily quiet. So you could see some persons, they are very silent. However, on the inside is a flurry of thoughts going on. Yeah, it's been proven across several scientific studies that one of the major causes of diseases is how people think about the thoughts, their dominant thoughts. It has been shown that the kind of thoughts you have can downregulate your genes. And so if you even get to find out, there was a study that showed that majority of cancer cases could be traced back to a period of trauma. Yeah. And so it's very important people get to understand how to take control of their thinking, their thinking habits, what they get to think about, and their feeling habits, their emotions. Very, very important. That's where rest starts from, actually. I don't want to go with the normal definitions of rest that you probably have heard.
So the way you said it now, even a layman can understand.
Yeah.
So even if I'm lying down and my mind is busy, I'm really not rested.
Yeah.
But is there really a way for an adult to be in a position and the mind is relaxed when you're not maybe meditating or sleeping? Is it a possibility?
Yes, there are ways to do that. I could basically talk from my own practices, personal practices. One of the ways to do that is what you call grounding. We are so modern right now, so we use shoes. It's a practice that is very and quite common now in Western countries. People just walk barefooting.
Oh.
Yeah, that's one way. Then if you're having a flurry of thoughts, like it seems as if you're not controlling the thought lines, you could just go to maybe still waters to just watch. Simply being with nature is a way to calm your nerves. Just taking a walk, going under the sun, get your vitamin D is very important for health reasons. Then aside from that, 95, by the time the person gets to age 30, 95% of what the person does is just on habits. So it's almost as if every day the person is stuck in the past, because the same thing you get to do that you did yesterday is going to produce the same results. And that's why you get to find out that many persons don't have changes, not necessarily in their external lives or how they feel in their bodies, as much as in their internal life. So you find out that at some particular point in time during the day, you seem to be more grouchy. Or that time you seem to be more calm. It's not necessarily something new. Something is happening, you're stuck in the past. So the person has to go through a process of doing something different for that rest and relaxation to come in. So many persons feel like it's the norm to be in a state of worry, stress, or fear. Anxiety is not actually. You could get to do something different to take control of it. Okay.
I personally, this is a personal question for me.
Yeah.
Because the ways I wake up, when I sleep, and I wake up, I don't wake up same way every day. There are days where I wake up, it's a struggle to get into wakefulness. Like it could take me 10 minutes on that bed and I'm struggling to open my eyes. Like I feel like this sleep is sweet.
Yeah.
I want more. And there are some other times I just wake up with a start, like, woo, I'm up. So is there something wrong with, which one is normal, or are they all normal? It just depends on the body.
I think what is going to be more normal is going to be your sense of control. Because for instance, they say you can't stop a bird from landing on your head, but you can push it off.
Yeah.
So on days when you wake up feeling gung-ho, nice. On days when it feels as if you're waking up feeling moody, then you're not talking about a sense of control. Like, okay, I know this is the particular state of mind I'm in right now. You know when you start feeling irky, like you're getting slightly irritated, and it's almost as if you're having this slight transfer of aggression, and you're like, what's going on? So that's the point in time you want to watch what's going on the inside. Not necessarily the thoughts that is in your consciousness at that particular time, the undercurrent of the thoughts. Like, okay, why am I feeling like this?
Okay.
Yeah, so you see something new, but it's that sense of control. When it seems as if you're going into a state of unease, the practice of bringing yourself back to ease is actually within your hands.
Okay, so it doesn't really matter if I wake up with a start or if I wake up feeling still drowsy. I should just control it and take charge of my day, and I'm good to go.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk a little bit about physiotherapy. When we exercise, people tell you to do stretches. So it's one of the things we talked about last time. Yeah. You say before the exercise you stretch, after the exercise you stretch. It helps relax the muscles and all of that. But I was in, it's not a gym, it was an outdoor workout, but it was free, so we were many that joined the club at that time, where one of the girls during her stretch, I don't know if her muscle snapped, if there's something like that, and she limped for over a year. You know, she screamed out like, ah! And we all ran to her, gave her a massage instantly, and she walked home. But do you know, from that time to now, this thing I'm talking about is like 4 or 5 years ago, she has refused to work out again. She's gained quite an amount of weight, but she's saying she would rather diet, but nothing will make her work out again. So in a case like this, should you rest or should you go for a massage? I would also use another example. There are times where you're maybe exercising and it seems like you have a sprain or a strain or something on your legs, and you're limping. Our mothers always tell you, match the leg for grand, you don't stop. So is it best to rest that leg or to elevate it? When should we rest? When should we go for a massage? When should we see a doctor?
Okay.
From exercise injuries.
Okay. Usually, for instance, when the pain is very sharp and severe, very, very sharp and severe, or is impeding movement, it's very nice to seek medical attention.
Okay.
You know, right off the bat, if, for instance, maybe I had a fall and I had a fracture in my hand, if the fracture is somewhere around here, I will not be able to close my hand. This simple movement becomes totally impossible.
Oh.
You get, because, you know, with the movement, the bone starts getting the jagged edges, touching tissues on the inside and that kind of thing. So when you start having that kind of sharp pain or swelling, you probably want to have it checked up.
Okay.
Yeah, and you know, what physiotherapy gets to do is using kind of stretching exercises to increase the range of motion of joints. All right. Whenever there's pain, actually, it's the body trying to tell you that there's something that needs to be fixed. Because some persons, they might probably want to go down to meet an orthopedic doctor. For some persons, they want to go down to meet, depending on the severity of the injury. Sometimes you get referred to the physiotherapy department. Thank God, in the country now, there are persons that are called chiropractors that get to do some kind of things that physios can't do. Usually, the chiropractors seem to focus more on injuries that has to do with the spine, like slip disc conditions, herniated disc conditions, then sometimes if there's this kind of lack of symmetry or lack of balance in terms of how the body should look, there's a line that is supposed to divide the body into equal halves, and the person is seeming to be skewed in a direction. So the person gets to use what they call manual adjustments to fix the body in place. So that's what chiropractors get to do. In my experience, I found out that there are some things that physiotherapists can't do. It's not as if they are not effective. They are effective for the kind of things they are trained for. Yeah, but there are some kind of things that they can't get to do that chiros can do. I don't want to bring in too much of the traditional massage specialist kind of thing. Why? Because for some, if the injury has to do with the muscles, it's really much effective, but there are a lot of things that they don't or they can't get to do.
Okay,
Yeah.
so isn't everything we should go for a massage for?
No.
Okay,
No.
so let's move now to physiotherapy, because you've mentioned it about 3 times in that last explanation. What is physiotherapy?
Physiotherapy is physio, the physiology of the body, using physical exercises and stretches to try to increase the range of motion of, when someone has an injury, the movement usually is impeded in the joints. So what the physio is trying to do is using physical exercises and stretches to kind of increase the range of motion. So what's stuck before starts having more freedom. That's what physios they get to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it a painful experience when you're having physiotherapy? Is it painful?
Well, there are some movements that might be painful. Might be painful. The pain might not necessarily come from the physio as much, the physiotherapy, as much as it is from the inflammation around that spot where the injury occurred. You get, because inflammation usually comes with pain.
Oh,
yeah.
Interesting. Okay, do they do massages as well?
Yeah, they do.
They do.
They do.
All right. What problems can physiotherapy fix? What kind of injuries? Because you did say we should have some kind of injuries checked out by a doctor, I guess.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that we just, okay, this one, we need a physiotherapist. Okay. Or we should just go to a spa and get a massage. It's not the same thing.
No, they're not.
So what's the difference?
For a physiotherapist, for instance, let's imagine that someone had a fracture, a pretty much severe fracture, and the person was in the hospital for months.
Okay.
So you find out that what will happen is that the person's muscles atrophy, like it gets slimmer, all right? And it's almost as if when the fractured wound is healed, it's as if the person will start having to learn how to walk again. All right? So persons who get to teach that a whole lot and help in the process of rehabilitation are physiotherapists. Aside from that too, when someone's movement, in terms of maybe some persons have arthritis of the lumbar spine, so you find that the person is not even able to stand up straight. So usually they get to send them down to the physiotherapist for treatment, give them exercises. Sometimes too, if someone is having scoliosis is when the spine is S-shaped, so it will be straight. Now, if there's scoliosis and the scoliosis is so severe that it's now causing something that looks like a hunchback, usually physiotherapists get to, depending on the level of curvature, the angle of curvature, how severe it is, they get to give exercises to the patients on what to do.
Oh,
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But not in all cases. There are some cases that usually they will just be like, well, you have to go for surgery or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think the bottom line in all of this is when you get an injury from an exercise, you should still see a doctor.
Yeah.
The doctor refers you to either a physiotherapist or a chiropractor or whatever, a surgeon or whatever is going to happen. Okay, well, still talking about physiotherapy. Many people do not even know that those things, that's a procedure that should be, should I say, patronized?
Yeah.
Well, because more youths are working out now. Some are working out not because they really want to exercise, like a thing.
Yeah.
You just need to go to the gym and look good,
Yeah.
take selfies and all that stuff. All right, but how much does
Okay.
this cost?
Yeah.
So if a doctor said I should see a physiotherapist, I need to be budgeting something in my head.
Yeah.
It is the budget that will determine if I'm going to go meet one baba in the back.
Yeah,
That
true. Yeah, that's a factor sometimes.
So how much does it cost?
Okay. The last time someone came to my office, because what I do is more of a chiropractic adjustment and teeth style adjustment.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
The person said that it was, I think, 5,000 per session in public hospitals.
Oh,
Yeah. So that's away from, there are some private physiotherapy clinics in Benin, all right? So it's going to be a little bit more expensive. I think someone said there's one, okay, stay about the same range. There's one, 60,000 for 12 sections, something like that, 60 to 80,000 for 12 sessions, yeah. So it's not as if you're paying individually, you're paying in bulk, then you get to meet up with your appointment days. For chiropractors, I think it's a little bit more expensive because of the technicalities involved in their craft. You could get from around 15 and above, depending on what the person is trying to fix. Yeah, 15,000 and above. I know.
for one day?
Per session, yes.
1 day?
Yeah.
That 1 day is not 24 hours? Though.
Not 24 hours.
Like
for
1
the
hour?
session, yeah.
How many hours is this session?
It actually does not, it's not really time bound. There are some cases that are pretty much quite complicated, so you can't rush the process in that session.
Okay.
There are some others that pretty much are easy to fix, that you could get to do in a couple of minutes, say 15, 20 minutes.
I'll just pay 15K for 20 minutes.
It's what it's pain is not fresh bread.
It's not cheap, oh.
But it's worth it. Like, there have been cases of persons who could not walk.
Okay.
Yeah, the person had gone for physiotherapy in the UK, in Nigeria, actually, specialist hospitals in Nigeria. And the person got fixed in sessions, chiropractic sessions. Yeah. So there's someone, it was supposed to be a public demonstration. For instance, the guy was having neck pain when he was little, I think 10 years old, he's 26 now. The library in his house fell on his neck. So he's been having that neck pain. He's gone to for physiotherapy and all that. And so I was called up to give a demonstration. So I just said, who has neck pain here? So it was supposed to be a funny demonstration. And the guy came up. I was like, I had neck, just trying to check. He was kind of skeptical after about 16 years of treatments. Yeah. And so it was just off in 10 seconds. So I asked him, I said, if I'm to ask you to pay me $100 for this, he said, man, I will pay you. It's worth it. So it depends on the degree of pain that the person is in. That will now determine whether you find out that particular amount as expensive or not.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It really does depend.
Okay, but after it is fixed, is it a permanent fix, or you could have a relapse?
Yeah, a relapse could occur. Honestly speaking, a relapse could occur because of maybe how the person is postured, for that stress, events like maybe a fall, or even how you sleep.
Oh.
Those could be factors. For instance, some persons in trying to flex, they use pillows, like 2, and they don't get to know that it gets to affect the integrity of their spines. So after some period of time, you put in the pillow like this, it's almost as if you're covering the spine in a kind of hunchback shape.
Oh.
Yeah. So there are lots of the things that we get to do get to affect our general body outlook without us knowing. How you sit, the chair you sit on, how long you sit. For instance, if you're sitting down on your chair, maybe you're a programmer, or you work with your computer for a long period of time and you're sitting down on your chair, what's happening after a period of time is that your hip bone, it starts coming towards the front. And if you don't know the opposite stretches to do to put it back in place,
down.
it starts causing problems with time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a lot to take in. So I almost feel like doing a full documentary on postures, maybe not a full discussion, so maybe a documentary on it,
That'd be nice.
safe postures and.
That'd be nice.
Okay, let's see how it goes. Let's see how that goes. Maybe I'll come to you for some pointers, and we just help people. All right, that's much we're going to take on the show today. It's very important to exercise. Incorporate it even if you're busy, and when you do have an injury from it, you need to get it checked out, especially when it lingers. And your doctor determines if you need a physiotherapist, a chiropractor, a surgeon, and what have you. It's not always safest to just go to meet a masseuse to massage.
Yeah.
It's not always about massaging.
Yeah.
It's not always about people in a fixed bone. Maybe your crack and put.
Yeah.
You know, let's get professional help when we need them. And this just to make people aware that there's something called physiotherapy, and now we added chiropractic into the discussion, so we know. All right, you can watch this program again on YouTube, and our repeat broadcast on GoTV and Star Times tomorrow. I'm Daisy Lira Sikidi. Thanks for your time.